What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story, and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
Pontiff Amnestria told me that Salvador Ballador, Issa's father, apparently knew my father, so of course I popped by the Fated Fates familial table to inquire what Salvador knew of my father. This ended in a huge revelation that apparently my father Umel, who was a fellow soldier and comrade of Salvador during a war against an eldritch being years prior, was more than just that. He and Salvador were lovers, but my father was killed by the eldritch being, so Salvador thought him dead, which is partially true. Let's just say my father came back not fully alive, more undead, really, before ever meeting my mother. Salvador asked if Umel ever spoke of him, but I explained that Umel died. Again, that is, when I was very young, and in his undead revival, he had lost the memories of his previous life. Salvador was saddened by this, but took my hands and said any time I wished, he would tell me everything he knew of my father's past life. Over at the bar, Wash checked on Connie, as the two realized the bartender was Darian, in a persona they called Scarlet, a coping mechanism of sorts to help them get over Connie, I guess. Connie was obviously upset by the interaction with her parents, admitting she had fucked up a lot before asking Wash if they were good people. Wash bluntly said he didn't think so, which upset Connie. Codex was approached by a little girl named Mattie, who apparently was in the library of the university when we had confronted Balthazar. She said Codex warning everyone to leave saved her and her mother's lives. She hugged Codex and said the Fated Fates were her heroes, before asking if she could get our autographs. As Mattie ran to get her notebook and mother, Codex was approached by Darian, as Scarlet, who apologized to her for doubting her when the first two met and thanked her for being such a good friend to Connie, stating she was someone who needs friends like that. Terrence and Axel Rousseau spoke of Connie's armor and V2, in which Terrence let it slip that Connie had made a deal with a powerful being to gain the skills she acquired. This seemed to really upset Axel, who angrily confronted Connie about it. Eventually, we all sat around the familial table and things were awkward. And then a little wild once Finley started introducing himself to Salvador Ballador and Theodore Rousseau. But the rest of the night was easy once the food arrived at our table. We then went home to our keep, where we discussed next steps for Finley to take us to the wilds, where Issa cast sending on Maud to see if she could teleport us there. Maud agreed, as she and Sean both showed up drunk on our doorstep. As Finley began to describe the place we need to be sent to, Maud accidentally and drunkenly sent us there immediately. Well, maybe we can rest in the wilds.